Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are making a viral orange cake. Maybe you've seen this online on other platforms. So I am trying it. I've made it a couple times before. I've tweaked it a little bit, and you know me, I love taking shortcuts, so we're going to be using a couple shortcuts to make this. So let's get started. Okay, so we'll start out with our wet ingredients here. This particular recipe uses a whole orange. Maybe you've, like I've said, seen this before. You basically put a whole orange in a blender with your wet ingredients, mix that up, and then add your dry ingredients. I'm going to do it a little bit differently, but we are still going to use a whole orange. So I'm using this orange here. As you can see, this has a pretty thin skin on it. You want an orange that's about the size of a tennis ball, and one that isn't going to have a whole lot of rind on it. So you can see there's not a whole lot of rind on that. So that's kind of what you're looking for. We'll just go ahead, we'll put that in our blender here. We're going to add a 1/4 cup of softened butter, 1/3 cup of milk.
I like milk.
Yeah, and then 2 eggs. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this up in my blender here for about 20 seconds until we have a smooth consistency. Okay, we got all of our wet ingredients mixed up here. This looks good. We're going to be using this Betty Crocker pound cake mix to make this. Instead of measuring out all of your dry ingredients separately, we're just going to be using a mix to make it a little bit easier on ourselves. So now we can go ahead and pour our wet ingredients in here, just like that. And I'm going to use my hand mixer to mix this up on low speed for about 30 seconds and then medium speed for 2 minutes. So we'll be back in a couple minutes. All right, so we got that all mixed up. This looks good. This is the consistency that we're looking for here. So now we're ready to put this into our loaf pan. So I have a 4.5 by 8.5 inch loaf pan that I'm going to bake this in, and I greased it up really good. We'll just get our batter in here and smooth it out a bit. And my oven is on at 350. And this will go in there for probably 40 to 45 minutes. And I'll let it cool in the pan for about 15 minutes before I turn it out. I'll just use my offset spatula here and get this smoothed out a bit. Okay, this is ready for the oven. So we'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, we are back. Our loaf is out of the oven here. It's cooled down completely. Looks really good. It smells really great. So now we're ready to put a little bit of icing on here. So I'm just using about 1/2 cup of powdered sugar. And to that, I'll add 1 to 2 tablespoons of milk. If you wanted to add some orange juice, you could certainly do that. This cake is going to have a really intense orange flavor to begin with, so I'm just going to use milk instead of orange juice. But if you want it really, really orangey, you can certainly add a little bit of juice. Okay, so I'm just going to whisk this around a second here, and then once I get it to kind of the consistency that I want, we'll go ahead and pour this over our cake. Okay, so our icing looks good here. I'm just going to do kind of a drizzle from kind of high up. So we get kind of a drizzle like that going on it. I think that looks good. And I'll just let this dry a little bit, and then we'll decorate it with some fresh orange slices. And I have some wax paper under my serving platter here just to catch all the extra icing that comes off. Okay, I'll let that dry for about 5 minutes, and we'll put some fresh oranges on it. Okay, our icing has dried a little bit. I'm just going to take a few orange slices and just kind of put them right on top, just like that, so people can tell that this is an orange cake. So I think this looks good. It smells great. This is going to taste great too. So this has a very intense orange flavor, like I said. and not overly sweet. So this is a really good little dessert to make. As always, I'll put the recipe that I used down in the description if you want to check it out. But other than that, this was just our little viral whole orange cake that I made using a couple shortcuts, using a Betty Crocker pre-made mix. So we'll see you guys next time.